bikes, and I love talking about bikes too. If you came and start talking to me about bikes, I could talk with you for a long time. This is not just to talk shit about the Japanese culture, or say the things that I don't like about it or be negative. Uchujin desu. I'm an alien wearing Japanese skin, I feel. Okay guys, we're in the heart of Tokyo. I'm on Edo Dori. Asakusabashi, actually. Some really cool places around here. And as you can see, I'm using the new Navi, bike Navi. You may or may not hear the Japanese lady speaking from time to time, giving me directions. But today I want to talk about something that you may not like about Japan, or something that you may find frustrating. And at times I also, oh, look at that little kid checking me out, find frustrating about Japan. It's easy to, like most motovloggers, I think they talk about bikes, and they're into bikes, and I love talking about bikes too. If you came and start talking to me about bikes, I could talk with you for a long time. I may not know anything about a certain bike, but if you came and start talking to me, I will listen, and I will talk with you about bikes. If you start talking with me about cars, I may not know everything about cars, but I will talk about cars with you. And I love fixing stuff. So, you can see, like, some of the videos I make, I talk about bikes. I talk about my bike passionately. And I make the maintenance videos because I love doing that. But I'm also in Japan, and I'll talk a bit about Japan and some of my unique experiences and perspectives. My perspective on Japan. Being a Japanese, but not really Japanese. I made a video about that before. But if you're new to the channel, I don't know, that might be interesting for you. And I will talk a bit about, well, today I'm going to talk about something that's a bit frustrating, and about Japan, about the Japanese culture. But the reason is not just to talk, this 50cc. I'm real taking it easy here as I motovlog, which is good, I think. The reason why I want to talk about this is not just to talk shit about the Japanese culture, or say the things that I don't like about it or be negative. The purpose is so that you can understand where the Japanese culture is coming from in this one aspect. And if we can have more understanding about the culture and why it's like that, then you can maybe there'll be more tolerance and less frustration if you encounter it. And if you do live in Japan, I think you've already experienced this. And the thing I'm going to talk about can be summed up in the Japanese words or phrases "shouganai," like it just can't be helped. There's nothing you can do. Or "shikata ga nai." There's really no way around it. Loosely translated. That's kind of what it means. And why would that be like a word that you hear so much in the Japanese culture, like, oh, you just can't do anything about it, and it sounds like it's a complaint. It sounds like it's like a defeatist attitude where you sort of just give up on life, on work, on anything, any problem and that can't be dealt with, and you kind of like, shikata ga nai ne, you just, there's nothing we can do about it, that's just the way it is, kind of thing, and that can be really frustrating if you don't understand where it's coming from. And I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think this is where it's coming from. See, in Japan, they've worked Japan is a fairly harmonious and peaceful country. As far as like the daily workings of the country, it works smoothly. It works in harmony. And the reason why it does is because there is a way, yarikata ga arimasu. There is a certain way things are done here in Japan, and it's sort of, whether it's a written rule, or an unwritten rule, or an unspoken rule, or a spoken and written rule, there is a way, like with anything, judo, aikido, there's the certain kata and everything that ways and rules that they've sort of refined, you know. They found like, okay, this is the best way according to our research, you know. This is the best way of doing things. And so they're, in their mind, this is the absolute way, best way, the ultimate way, and the only way to do it. And if you understand this, you know, then you can live in harmony here in Japan, and you can not cause waves and rock the boat, and you can live at peace with everybody. But that also, I think, leads to that sort of kind of thinking of like, oh, there's no other way, you know, just can't do anything about it. That's you know, shikata ga nai. And that's sort of sad, in my opinion. Like I think it stunts growth in many ways. And if you're a foreigner coming into Japan, and obviously you have different ideas and different ways of doing things, you're going to want to share, well, actually we do things like this, how about we do that, you know? And the first answer you'll hear from a lot of like, oh, no, we don't do that, you know, それはダメ. We can't do that, you know, there's no way that will work here in Japan, kind of thing. So that'll be really frustrating for people. But you know, if you understand, okay, why do they do that? Why do they always say shikata ga nai? Why do they always is there that kind of attitude? And it's sort of deeply rooted in the culture of, you know, they have found a way to do things that are efficient and smooth, and for the sake of harmony and peace. You know, they don't want to, you know, don't fix it if it ain't broke, kind of thing. I don't know, maybe that's where it's coming from. But yeah, you know, I'm not saying that that is an excuse for the negative aspect of this. The negative aspect being that, you know, you don't change things, you don't see growth and progress like you could, or you don't try new things. But at the same time, if you understand, okay, they worked hard to develop this way of doing things, and it has worked to a degree, so for peace and harmony and stuff like that, they go, this is the way we do it, and stuff like that. Anyways, that's just sort of a bit of a rant, something that I find, you know, like, I don't really like about Japan, like the whole shikata ga nai, shoganai kind of things that, you know, that term and where that part of Japanese culture. And I think I will do a few of these. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Japanese thinking and all of that, and let me know your thoughts. Like, those of you who live in Japan are definitely going to have something to say about this. And if you're Japanese and you're watching this, please leave a comment too, and correct me if I'm wrong. I love Japan. I am Japanese, but I'm not a real Japanese. I'm an alien wearing Japanese skin, I feel. Lots of cops here. Alright guys, let me know what you think. I'll talk to you again soon.